Were you able to watch the game the other night on TV? Were you home, or what did you do?
Yeah, watched the game obviously, and yeah, I was frustrated, as you can imagine. So, especially the first 10-15 minutes, because thought we could have been 2 or 3 down in the game, and thought we reacted well to the start we had, and obviously got the goal just before half time, and then lack of concentration, not from one player but from 5 or 6 players for their first goal. Obviously allowed them to get back into the game, and then obviously a lucky goal for them towards the end. So yeah, it was a frustrating result.
Were you communicating with the coaches? Were you able to, or was it?
If I'm being honest, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. So yeah, I don't know how to answer that, but I was aware, of course, what was going on.
All right, some housekeeping stuff. So Matai is back. He's clear.
No, Matthias, he feels fine. He feels great, but he's failed on one of his tests, on the vision test, which I think as far I'm aware, he's doing again this afternoon. So we see how the results of that go. So he's been in non-contact training over the last few days.
Andy is still available?
Yeah, Andy's still not available, so hopefully next weekend, hopefully we can have Andy back. He's a big loss for us. He's obviously a top player. Yeah. Lewis O'Brien he'll be available, I'm sure, for next weekend. He's back in England, getting his visa sorted, so he'll be available for the Columbus game. And then Pedro Santos is a possibility, maybe for the bench on Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, he's progressed well. It was a minor bit of surgery which he had, so it wasn't big surgery. It was just something which he needed clearing up from the knock he got. So potentially could be available for Saturday.
This Saturday or next Saturday?
No, for Chicago.
Really? Wow, that's fast. What about Mo?
Yeah, again, we're confident he'll be back for next weekend, so he'll miss the Chicago game.
Okay. And then Nigel is?
Yeah, Nigel, he's got a bit of an illness, so which is being going round, obviously. So we'll just see how he is.
Okay. And then Ravel was with Jamaica. Did he come back here, or did he go back to England?
He's back in England at the minute, so we're monitoring obviously his movements, and he's in a very frustrating time for him, obviously not being available to play. So we're just trying to manage that the best we can.
And do you anticipate anything with him?
No, he'll be back here for next week. So.
And new signings, anything imminent, anything close?
Potentially maybe something coming up, what we've been looking at, so but still a few details to go through, but potentially next week we might see a new player.
Okay. All right, Sam, we'll take some from Zoom now.
Hey Wayne, I'll throw it over to Dave first.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dave. Hey Wayne, how we doing?
Hi, yeah, good, thank you.
Good. Hey, I saw on social media, Fred Briand in the locker room after the game just talking about the importance of still belief because your team is playing well. What is your sense of your team's belief as you've been around them in training? Because they should have more points than they do, but that could be frustrating. Yeah,
it's frustrating. I think performances have in the main been good, and the one thing I've said to the players a lot is we're not rewarding ourselves, and we can't switch off. We have to consistently do our jobs and keep our concentration for 90 minutes, because when we do, we're a very good team. but the minute one player switches off, the effect that has on the rest of the team, and every time that happens, it seems to lead to us conceding the goal. So yeah, we have to make sure our concentration and focus is there for the full 90 minutes.
And obviously, it was exciting to see Taxi come on Saturday. Did that excite you, seeing him with Benteke, and what do you envision going forward with that partnership?
Yeah, I hope it can be good. Obviously, they haven't played much together. I think there was the Miami game at the end of last season for an hour, and obviously the 30 minutes Taxi got on Saturday. So yeah, I think it's got potential to be a really good partnership, and delighted to have Taxi back. He's a very important player for us. I thought he looked really sharp when he come on, so yeah, he'll be in contention to maybe start the game, see how he reacts from today's session, but hopefully we can get more minutes out of him on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Bruce. Bruce, go ahead.
Sorry, Wayne. How are you?
Hi, yeah, good, thanks.
Good. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
Watching the first 30 minutes, you guys were under the cosh a bit, and then they solved. The wing play was solved with Baye and Jones on the outside. Is that something you can use going forward in terms of a lot of these teams have good wing play, and you literally just stamped it out. So was there a clue? Was there something out there that is going to be useful going forward?
No, to be honest, I think we obviously had our game plan, which I was obviously a huge part of, and even though I wasn't at the training sessions or at the game, obviously speaking daily with the coaches on what we were doing, and if I'm being honest, the first 20 minutes, if you like, it wasn't because we didn't know how to solve their wide players. It was because we were passive, and we were playing with no intensity, and the minute we brought intensity into the game, we look a completely different team. So it was similar to the New York game in the first 45 minutes as well. So we're not a team who can play with no intensity and be passive. We're not a high pressing team, which some of the teams in this league are. So if we're going to sit in the mid block, we have to be in a mid block but be aggressive with it. And we wasn't first 20 minutes in. And we were fortunate to still be in the game, to be honest, after that. But once we got through that period, I thought we played really well. And I think people forget as well, we started the game with 3 young academy kids. Obviously Greeny with his first start, who I thought done really well. Jackson and Koo, who have been around the first team last season but not had many games. So I think for us to be able to get through the period we did, and then put in a good performance with the 3 young lads, I thought was a good sign for us.
Great, thank you, Wayne.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Casey. Casey, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Casey Dunow from MajorLeagueSoccer.com here. Bit of a left field question for you. I know you're completely focused on DC United right now, but given St. Louis's historic start to the season, we're just sort of collecting perspectives on what's gone right over there. It seems teams are magically passing them the ball back for goals. From an outside perspective, do you have a sense of tactically or otherwise how they've been able to make that happen?
I think they've obviously got a belief in them, and it's a unbelievable start from them to the season, and I think you'd have to give them all the praise they deserve, because this league is a very difficult league, and for them to start the season the way they have, they deserve a lot of credit for that. And I've obviously seen bits of them, but I haven't seen that much to speak tactically on what they're doing. So, but results-wise, I think you've got to give them a lot of praise, because the results they've picked up have been fantastic.
Thank you.
And then we'll end with Dave again.
And Wayne, just along the lines of belief, you were just talking about all these young kids, and you're not playing these young kids out of the goodness of your heart. You want to win games. Can you just talk about what it's like? I mean, you probably didn't think one day you'd be coaching American, starting 16, 17, 18-year-old American kids. I mean, to me, it's a wow feeling. What's your sense of what's going on with these young guys?
Yeah, no, I think with the young lads, firstly, I think if you look at Jackson last year, more in particular, Koo this year, they're playing because they deserve to play. With Greeny, a little bit different. He come in with us for the pre-season. He got injured during the pre-season, so he missed that. So he's been with us, obviously training every day with us, and obviously Mo got injured, so it was an opportunity for Green to come in and show what he can do. And I think he's come in, thought against New York, he done really well when he come on, and he done well again last weekend. So yeah, I think the Withers, the part of the squad, they'll get the game time, they'll get opportunities to play, and I hope they can take that, because I think the biggest compliment I can give them is the good people as well, the good human beings, and I'm well brought up. I haven't actually spoke to Greeny's family, but spoke to all the other young lads' parents, and to get to know the background and the well brought up kids. So and football wise, they're showing that they deserve to be with us, and they will get opportunities to play, and I think hopefully they can take them and go on to have fantastic careers.
Thank you.
Thanks. And I think we have one more question with Steve Goff in the room, and then we're done.
Wait, how's Tyler Miller done in terms of embracing, in his first season, embracing your plans for a goalkeeper to be aggressive and be that sweeper keeper type of?
Yeah, I think I spoke to him on Tuesday about it. I actually think he's done really well, and we've conceded a lot of goals as well, and a lot of them, there's nothing really he can do on them. It's more from individual mistakes from the outfield players. But in terms of what I'm asking him to do, to try and play with his feet and be a bit higher, he's had the one moment really on Saturday where a little bit of misjudgment could have cost him. But he got away with that. But other than that, I think he's been really good. So I've been really pleased with him.